What's up and welcome back, viewers. We're live with another episode of Tuesday Tips and Tricks. I'm your host, Max at WeVideo, and as always, we have another great episode lined up for you guys today. By request, we'll be going over more transitions that you can do today, kind of centered around the theme of vlogging, as well as we're going to provide some other cool tips to help enhance your vlogs or your YouTube videos, easy tricks that just kind of take your videos to that next professional level. And then we'll wrap things up with our featured video of the week. As always, if you have any questions, please let us know in the chat and we'll get to them throughout the show. Before we get started, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as well as hit the bell in the top right corner so you don't miss any of our new videos. We also have our Tuesday Tips and Tricks landing page, which has all of our previous videos backlogged there for you so you can go back if there's something that you missed. Easy to sort through and navigate. With that, let's bring on our co-host, Tyler Wall.
Hey, Max. Happy Tuesday once again. Looking forward
Happy Tuesday.
We got an exciting episode for you guys today. Going to go over some tips and tricks for vlogging type videos and help you keep those engaging. So let's go ahead and hop right into WeVideo and get started.
Sweet.
All right, let's just go ahead and play this little promo we made over, I guess it was last week, and show you guys some examples of transitions that we're going to go over today. All right?
Hey guys, do you want to learn how to do a transition like this? Or this? Or this? If you want to learn how to do more of these cool transitions, tune into this week's Tuesday Tips and Tricks to make your vlog more useful.
All right, cool. So you saw a couple different transitions there. Some that are probably familiar to you if you've watched any sort of YouTube type video where you got someone speaking directly to camera, that classic scale in effect transition, I should say, that we see so often used. This is a great way to hide some of the cuts that you're making to, get rid of ums and ahs or pauses in your speech, especially if you're doing stuff like this where it's a kind of ad-libbed, direct to camera, or even scripted and, you make a mistake.
Exactly. It's a great way to kind of just enhance something where it's just you talking to the camera, add a little variety in what might just be a minute straight of you talking.
Yeah, so a lot of times when we have footage like this where Max is talking direct to camera, it's going to be a very long take. So let's go ahead and just start editing away. Let me zoom in a bit. And if you click on this little audio icon, you're going to get your waveform here. That's going to help us out when we're editing this down.
Before we go any further, Tyler, we did have a question come in, completely kind of unrelated. This is in terms of our collaboration beta. For a real-time collaboration. Question is there a recommended number of users? Some users are being locked out. Looking forward to learning more about custom transitions. So thanks for joining us, Joseph. In regard to the collaboration, please reach out to our support team at support@wevideo.com. They'll kind of help you through that. That's not really something we can address kind of on the live show. So they'll take a look at your account, see how many users are on it, and what they can do to make that easier.
Great question. Yeah, if you guys do have questions throughout the show, please fire them off in that chat, and we will address them towards the end or, while we have time. All right, so let's start editing this down. Couple shortcuts for you guys. If you hit I, that's going to make sure your clip's selected first. Let's hit I, and you can see that trims up to the point where Max begins talking. So that's our end point. It's a quick way to make some cuts. So let's go ahead and play.
You can do this by going to graphics and select your color. Gary usually uses white, but you can do whatever you like. And then drag each shape into video tracks 2 and 3. Then scale the blocks down, rotate and move them to the desired positions. Since this portion of the video will be static for your entire video duration, extend the clip to match the length of your video 1 track.
All right, so we've got a little pause here. Max paused. This might not be the best clip. We were looking for something where he said or but this pause will work just fine. Max was too good in this take.
Yeah, I'm flattered.
Add step 3.
All right, so let's say we just wanted to trim this down. Just imagine there was an right here. We're going to make a split. So hit S on your keypad. You can see that made a cut, or you can alternatively click this little scissor icon. All right, let's go ahead and select this, delete, and we will move this over. Oops, don't hit that effects. All right. So now you see we have this cut. We trimmed the fat of that clip.
Step 3.
But now we have that jump cut. And you can see that's a little bit abrupt on our eyes. So a good way to combat this is to do a slight scale in or scale out, depending on your clip. We don't have space to scale out, so let's go ahead and scale in just a tad. Save those changes.
Track. Step 3.
And you can see that that works for what we want. It's really letting the viewer know that there's a change happening with that scale in. So it's not as abrupt on us as just a jump cut. That's the same framing. And what this is going to do is let us, make a bunch of cuts to this long clip. And like we said, this is something you see a lot of times on vlogging type videos. So we can do the same thing with this clip now. If we saw another or maybe we can find
Next, you can customize the font, text color, and size for that clean and
there we go. There's a mistake.
Size for that clean and
All right, so Max messed up there. Let's go ahead and hit S. We'll split this. Find where he fixes his mistake.
You can customize the font, text, color,
Just pretend you got it right. And then what we're going to do is hit S again, or we can hit I, and that's going to just trim this back end here. Boom.
So yeah, that, just for our viewers, that cuts everything up to the point of where your playhead is.
Correct. And if we were to use
selected clip.
Yeah. So I is going to take everything on this side of the playhead. O is going to delete everything on this side. So that's out. So
and that's just for the selected clip.
Yes.
Yep.
I keep forgetting to select. So O, undo, or I, and you can see where it's making that cut.
Perfect.
All right.
Next, you can customize.
So for our next transition, let's go ahead and scale him back out. Since we're scaled in, save those changes, and you can see this jump cut.
Next, you can customize the font
like that. It's a great way to really bring a long clip, like a 15-minute clip, where you're just talking direct to camera. This is a great way to make this a little bit more engaging and fun.
Sweet. We did have a question come in, Tyler, from BBD Boys. Looks like this is a two-part question. I know how to rotate a clip 90 or 180 degrees, but is there a way to tilt the video less than 90? So right now we don't have free rotation for videos. I do know that this is something that's being worked on by Dev. As far as solutions, I think depending on what you use to shoot the video, you can actually use, like if you use the phone, I think you can actually edit the angle of that in your phone before you upload it. And then I'm sure there's probably other kind of native photo or video editing things on your computer that might let you do that before you upload. The second part of the question, is it possible to make the animation smooth in and out? So I think the answer is yes. And I know we're getting to animation at some point.
So yeah, the free rotation is definitely something on our list, but yeah, not currently available. As far as smooth animation, if you're referring to easing in or easing out, we don't currently have that. We just have the 2 keyframes. We're going to show you that actually right here for our next transition, how to do some animation. But yeah, there's no easing currently. That is, I mean, that's something we can bring up to product and get on the list of feature requests.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of just fading in then.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the exact question, if that's what it's asking, but yeah, like in animation, there's this thing called easing in and easing out. It's basically kind of hard to explain, but yeah, like if you're moving across, it slowly comes to a stop.
Oh, I see.
I think that's what they're referring to.
So you kind of have to just do that manually then.
Yeah, there's ways to kind of hack it with multiple animations, but little bit of a hack.
Okay.
All right, let's just go ahead and hop into animation since that was brought up here. And this next transition actually utilizes some. So let's say the scale in, scale out is a little bit, I don't know, you don't like it. And it can get a little bit boring, especially if we're just looking at one shot of Max here. So in the case where you're jumping to a new scene, a great transition to use is one that's kind of a wipe. So if you go into our transition tab, there's actually a lot of great presets that have similar looks and feels. So we could use a cross blur. Let's make sure that so cross blur will look pretty good.
Font, text color.
Or even a cross zoom.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the cross zoom.
Font, text color.
And for our promo, we actually I didn't even bring this up. A great way to sell some of these effects, is to I'm getting my widgets, is to use a sound effect. So like a whoosh, swoosh, if you search that in your stock media library under effects,
Like this.
you can see how great
Like this. Or this.
that audio actually, lets us know as the viewer there's a transition coming.
This.
And it helps sell that a lot better. So let's go ahead and find a whoosh. You can filter using these. Audio.
Ah,
That's a pretty good one.
yeah, that is. Yeah, the kind of playback I'm noticing Tyler today is pretty at times kind of blurry. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that was just a comment that came in from VA Daniel.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully it's not our connection. It could also be, so one thing to note about WeVideo is the preview is often going to be a little bit blurrier than your actual output and input of clips. So this is a proxy file that we're using just so that the playback is smooth when you're editing via the cloud. So this is a little bit blurrier than what it actually is as a file. So just keep that in mind.
Font, text color.
All right, and it could be our internet speed here too, because I think it's lagging a bit. So yeah, that's a great way to do it, is with that cross blur, or we could even make a cut. And this is what we did on that promo video. So if we make a cut to this clip right about there, and then we can do a custom wipe using the animation tab. So start here, and then we're going to end with Max way over here. And let's just make this 0 so that it goes across in a straight line. Cool, so now we have this custom wipe effect. And I can speed it up or slow it down by making this smaller or larger. Let's make a quick wipe. And then depending on what your audio is here, this is just a demo, so his audio gets cut off a bit. And then we could even add a blur to this. And we got this nice little wipe.
Perfect.
So that was one of our other transitions. The last one we want to go over was just this one that we've seen this used, I guess, on TikTok. Basically just the turn to a new camera angle. And you can use this with your phone, I think is a great way to do it.
Yeah.
Or this.
So you can see Max just churns.
Or this.
And basically what we're doing here is just a match cut. So in this clip, let's drag it out a bit so that you can see what's happening. We both turn to the left there. And then in this clip, he's turning the same direction. And then you're just going to line up those two clips at their correct point. And you get a nice little whip transition.
Nice.
So you could even do this. It doesn't have to be like our first shot could be Max looking one direction with his phone and then turning to a different direction. It's a nice little whip pan that we see used a lot on, TikTok and the likes.
Yeah, so there you have it. There's 3 pretty easy to do transitions, whether you're using a phone or a camera, that can just kind of add a little spice to your vlog or YouTube video.
Exactly.
So speaking of YouTube videos, this next tip is definitely kind of favored towards that. So for anyone who has access to the stock media, we'll show this right away. You have the option at the very beginning of your videos, just like we did today, where we mentioned if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, hit subscribe, share. All these keywords you can search in your stock library. We just searched subscribe, and you've got a bunch of different kind of animations for clicking buttons of subscribing, the block one, kind of the rollout animation of the subscribe icon. And so one thing to note is some of these are green screened, where you can then just chroma key out the green. Others are what you call alpha channel. I think that's correct, Tyler.
That's right. Yeah, basically transparent.
Yeah. So obviously right here in the stock media library, it looks like they have a black background, but if we drag that onto our timeline, you'll see that they are transparent.
Which is great for our purposes. Even if it wasn't transparent, we could use that chroma effect to knock out the background, even if it was a black background or a green background like this one.
Yeah.
So, but having the alpha channel, just depending on our stock library, how it was uploaded, in this case, it was actually transparent background. So that makes it a little easier for us.
Yeah. So that option right here at the top has got, looks like 6 different subscribe icons. What you can do with this is use the cropping tool and then pick which one of these you like. So
yeah, this one even, so it's got the examples to start, and then it goes to each individual one. So we probably won't even need to crop. Let's just go ahead and pick one that we like. Find the start of it. Cut. I mean, these are great custom, well, not custom, but pre-made animations for you. You can obviously bring in other things of your own if you wanted to add a logo for your company or something along those lines. But this will be perfect for just drag and dropping. So let's go ahead and put that over Max.
You can do
here.
this by going to graphics and select your color. Yeah, very usually is white, but you can do whatever you like. And then
yeah, so you could even, I don't know if we necessarily need to do this now, but what you could do is you could cut each one of those clips up and then move them to the appropriate area that you would see it on a YouTube video.
Right.
For instance, the subscribe would be, I believe, in like the bottom left corner, the like would be in the bottom right, and the bell would be in the top right. So you could crop them and split them up like that.
Yeah, that's right. Let's say we didn't want to have the bell in there. Or like Max said, we just want to put these in different sections. You can go ahead and crop. So it's just the subscribe button. Save those changes. And then we just have that subscribe. I can put it using the transform tab up in the corner. And yeah, that's a great way to just have a call to action and get people to smash that sub,
You can
smash
do this
that
by going
like.
to graphics and select your color. Garrett usually uses white, but you can do whatever you like.
Yeah, so there's a whole library of these different options. You can check them out. For a lot of these kind of alpha channeled ones, only way to really know whether or not the black background is there or not is just by dragging it onto your timeline.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you can't see beforehand in the preview.
True. A good way to, I mean, you can use keywords too. That might help your search. Just put alpha or transparent. That could help to locate some of those. But yeah, like Max said, you're gonna have to dig through a bit and see if these are actually transparent, like that one is, or not. But yeah, great resource right at your fingertips with this stock media library to find some useful tools for YouTube.
Yeah, some of these animations are probably pretty challenging to do.
Oh yeah.
So kind of saves you some work there and has a really nice effect. Awesome. So for our comment just came in. Yeah, don't you have to pay to grab videos, audios from the stock media? Yes, the answer to that is the stock media library is available on our professional plan and our business plan. You could also purchase an unlimited plan and then add the essentials or stock media library add-on to that. But yeah, I mean, that's a big feature, and that's why we have a lot of users on the professional plan. So this next tip is for anyone. This is particularly useful for viewers or users, excuse me, who have a very long clip that they have uploaded into their media and don't want to use that whole clip in their timeline. So to kind of get a better idea of what I'm talking about, Tyler's just got the media library open right now. We're going to use a stock clip for this, but you could use your footage. Basically, if you've got, let's say, a 15-second clip and you really only want 4 seconds of that, rather than dragging that onto your timeline and then cutting the beginning and the end off of it, what you can do is you can select beforehand the 4 seconds that's in between and just bring that on. So Tyler's going to show you how to do that right now.
Yeah, and this is something we see a lot when you have, a very long clip. Sometimes we're recording an hour-long clip of a soccer game or a meeting or something along those lines, but we only need a small section of it. So, dragging this clip on when it's taking an hour or more is going to fill your timeline. So a great way to just take a section of it is in your preview window. You'll see these two handles, and these are our in and out points. So if I just want this section right here, I'm just going to bring it in to the section I like. I can even preview that small section and then just go back to my clip in here and drag it in, and it's going to be that limited section that we told it to use instead of the entire clip.
Yeah.
So like I said, if you have a very long clip, this is going to be super useful.
Yeah, nice and short.
Nice and short versus, can't grab that handle for some reason. There we go.
Yeah, so if you have a 20-minute clip, it's going to take actually a bit for it to kind of load into your timeline.
Right.
So this will save you some time in the long run if there's only 1 minute of that 20 minutes that you actually want.
Yeah, so if you already know what section of the clip you're going to use, it is a little easier to do it up here versus going in and cutting, less clicks and quicker edit.
Awesome. So we did have another question come in. This was related to the stock media library from Alonzo. how do you just get the stock media library add-on if you have an unlimited plan? So Alonzo, if you go to our pricing page and then scroll down, there's an option there where you can click add-ons and select stock media add-on. I don't, on the top of my head, know how much that is for the add-on.
We'd have to double check. Yeah, I'm not up on the pricing completely for each individual thing, but I do recommend getting a plan with the stock media or adding it on, because this resource is pretty valuable, just to be able to have music, some of those graphics we saw, and then all of these clips when you need a B-roll shot that you don't have at your hands, or you haven't shot, or don't have access to a beautiful waterfall like this. Way easier to just type it in and use it. And these are all royalty free, so you can use them in any video you like.
Perfect. Awesome. So that brings us to our featured video of the week. If you have any more questions, just let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen here. So this week's featured video of the week is a little different take on what we've shared in the past. This is a nice use of the just stock media library in general. So we're not going to play the whole thing here. This is what's called a meditation video. And this whole channel's got a series of different videos. Some are longer than others. This is actually on the shorter end of them. I'm going to just play about 30 seconds of it for you.
Namaste.
There we go. Let's look at the subscribe icon at the top. See in the bottom right corner, there's the watermark. And this is just kind of calming music mixed with stock media and then different transitions to sync up all together.
Yeah, so he's using a lot of our stock library. I'm sure this song probably came from the stock media library as well. Oh, did we lose her?
Oh, yeah, I just stopped.
Okay. Well, you guys get the idea. It's a very relaxing video, good use of transitions, and some good footage.
Sweet. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Let me just do a quick scan of the comments here.
Do we know who made that video, Max?
Yes, that was it's called Power Nap Please.
Cool.
It's the channel. Looks like it's a relatively recent channel and been growing. And just kind of, yeah, pretty easy to do if you think about it. But just a kind of nice take on how to use the stock media. And yeah, it's relaxing.
Yeah, check that out if you guys can find his YouTube. Maybe we can link it even. Probably a lot of good meditation type videos, which maybe something we need right now.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Thank you everyone for joining us. If you have any questions, comments, just let us know in the chats. We can address them in the next episode. With that, that's all. Happy creating. See y'all next week.
See ya.